Hi, y'all. I just I came across this looking at other stuff and wanted to do something on it that and a little bit more. So give me just a minute and I'll get it started here. When I'm done, I'll put the link in there if anybody wants to come and talk about anything I anything I talk about on here. This, anyway, or let's start on my YouTube is. There. That's a long minute. Oh, anyway. Oh, there it goes. Okay. Me just a minute. Okay, there it goes. Okie dokie, second here. Oh. One more. Sorry. My child is watching Markiplier. I don't know if you can hear it or not. Okay. Okay. This is something ongoing since excuse me since 2009, I believe, is when they found it. But and the first published thing on it was 2012. And then here this year, probably more than that. That's the ones that I've got to show here from 2012, and one from 2018, from 2 days ago. So let's see here. Okay, I'm gonna screen share. I don't know how my sound will go. Usually it screws it up, but we'll see. Okay. Okay. Here we go. Macabre finds in the bog at Alken Enge. I don't know if I'm saying this right. If I'm not, I apologize. Denmark. Skeletal remains of hundreds of warriors unearthed. Uh, finds some damaged human bones along with axes, spears, clubs, and shields. Confirm the bog was the site of violent conflict. Actually, it was near the bog. But anyway, uh, it was a quite far-reaching and dramatic event that must have had profound effect on the society at the time. This is in 2012. Okay, there for 2 months they worked. A team of 15 archaeologists and geologists working to excavate the remains of a large army. They say was sacrificed. You know how they. It's just speculation on their part there on this stuff a lot of the time. Uh, the remains will be exhumed and stuff anyway. 40 hectares of remains. It's so massive, researchers aren't counting on being able to excavate all of it. Like I said, this was in 2012. They've probably done a lot more since then. Uh, they were deposited, archaeological finds were deposited in a lake at a point in time when there was a smaller basin at the east end of the lake created by a tongue of land jetting into the land. Smaller basin became the bog of the day. It also indicates the water level in the area has changed several times. Mapping these periods of high and low water levels chronologically using geological techniques will tell researchers what the precise conditions were at the site at the time. They're saying mass sacrifice, of course. Anyway, let's see. I'll leave all these links below and stuff. You can look at more if you want. This is another one from 2012. It's saying not got much there. You can see. It says the scale of the conflict is much larger than we expected and reveals a much higher level of organization than most ancient descriptions of these tribes would have you believe. Uh, anyway, here's the newer one. Goes more a little more in depth there. Where 13-year-old boys fought alongside men there. uh, Says radiocarbon analysis shows the bones originate from a large event early in the first century CE when historical sources recount an upsurge in violence across Europe. You know, you look at history, you know, you see that with the changing of the power structure. Uh, so you know, Rome. You know, it says here there are no Roman written sources in Scandinavia can tell what happened, and it says no clash with the Romans. But you know how the Romans done, they used mercenaries a lot. So who's to say this wasn't one of those times here with this? Uh, so it says the remains that tell a unique story about Iron Age power structures. Uh, it's only it's the only archaeological example of an entire army preserved anywhere in Europe, and the large collection of remains indicates an unprecedented level of power. A really interesting discovery, which isn't only important locally, but for all archaeologists in Europe. We can use it to set all of our post holes and farms in perspective. They're always interested in finding out how we went from small origins to more formal structure or even a state. Like I said, you know, the changing of the power structure at the times when these big events happen, you know. And it's saying about how each village probably consisted of 3 or 5 houses, between 8 and 15 inhabitants, men, women, children. That's approximately between 25 to 75 people per village, about half of whom were men or boys. So that is somewhere between 10 and 40 potential warriors per village. And most of the warriors were between the ages of 20 and 40. Just 5% of them were not yet 20. The youngest were 13-year-old boys. Uh, we say at least 380 died, you know, more than the warriors died in these battles, of course, y'all know that. Uh, generations must have also almost disappeared, like much like today. Nothing's really changed there, you know, like I said, with the changing of the power structures. And it says here, many of the dead had not seen battle before, much like today, but the way they do in these, I don't know, deal with that. It also revealed new details about the injuries recorded on the bones. So there, y'all can read more into that. Like it said, it's many of them had never seen battle before, and they were left there for a year after the battle, and then put in the bog there. And their the religion into it as well, of course. Uh, it's a very unique site. It's a once in a lifetime experience for archaeologists to be able to take part in such an excavation. So, I mean, hell, you could just turn the TV on and see that shit today, you know. And here is there where it is was it is, but sorry, uh, see there. You can look there at that stuff. Like I said, I'm about to put all these links below, and that's I'm not even trying to pronounce any stuff. So that's where the battle was. I guess they're saying there in that area there, anyway. And here's about Germanic Roman contacts. There's a map there from 31 AC to 14 BC. There, you can look more into that. And here's the history: pre-Roman Iron Age. There, Roman Iron Age. If you look, you see how the trade went at that time. With the changing of the power structure there as well. Anyways, like I said, I'm about to put all these links there below. Just a second. Where's this stuff out here? So, yeah, I know it's the screen sharing does that. Yeah. Hey there, lads. Yeah, it's because of the screen sharing. Yeah, sorry, y'all. Okay, I'll leave all my links below there and stuff. And also, I just won't screen share it because it fucks with the volume, y'all. I had you seen how many windows I had? Okay, let's see that. Okay, anyway, ancient Greenland was much warmer than previously thought. Of course, we knew that, how the climate changes and stuff and everything naturally. Anyway, I'll leave that below. Y'all can read that if you want there. Tiny clue found in ancient sediment and unlocked big secrets about its past and future climate. So, like I said, we said before about cycles of the earth and cycles in general. So, and also I was talking with Odin here, last week or something about, we were talking about how they survived during these times when the climate was changing, natural climate changing, there you go. He was talking about this kind of bread there in Sweden. It's hard bread, but it lasts a really long time. It's kind of like a cracker. It's so hard, but it stays edible for a long time. I can't remember exactly how long, but I'll leave links to that below about Nordic bread culture as well. That's something to look into there, for that as well, to learn how to make that kind of stuff. I'd like to go more in depth in that, but I don't have the time to do that right now. So, but it's really interesting. So, but yeah, y'all, I'm put all these links below. I'll read that later. I found something else to read there. Anyway, it's fascinating, looking back into history like that and like this, the battles, and the changing power structure and stuff. And it takes me away from the window. But also, yeah, like I said about the bread there, that's something to look into there, y'all, as well. There's it all below there. My searches is included in that as well. So, okay. Yeah, okay. There we go. It's they're all should be below now. Y'all want to check them out there and read more on it if you want there. Exactly, Ed. No geofuckery. Exactly. Anyways, there. I gotta close this stuff out. I hope I put that one with that. Hang on. Ancient Greenland. I added some stuff at the last minute there, so. Okay, yeah, I got that. about Greenland there. Okay. Freak. Of course. Y'all, give me just a second here. I'm sorry. Man, I'm so sick of these dang telemarketers calling. Sneaky, using local numbers. Anyway, there we go. There's that. Yeah, I'm cool, Ed. Awesome. Oh, and so you know there, Ed, y'all, Debbie, she'll be offline there for a couple of days. So you just wanted to put that out there if y'all was wondering about that. So, oh yeah, third, sorry. Oh, space there a second. Here, if anybody would like to pop in and speak about any of this I talked about, let me know. Not let me know, but there's the link. So, okay. All right. Hey, Firecat. Yeah. That's just like y'all know, you can look back at that history stuff and see about how look at these battles that's going on now, and I wouldn't even call them battles. They's calling that sacrifices, ritual sacrifices. But I you look at what goes on today in the Mideast and everywhere where there's any kind of wars that they've started. You see this kind of shit. Getting rid of certain generations to where they can't pass on that knowledge and stuff, and the younger generation too, where they ain't got that younger generation to come up and know these things if they already knew these things from their elders. Like I said, not much like it's just like what goes on today. That's it. I would say inside as well, Ed, on growing your food there. Yeah. You never know you don't know what they're putting up there and stuff. So, yeah. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Right. Yeah, y'all, the bread thing, check that out for sure, because that's something, that can, I hate, that can sustain people, even if you just eating bread, and water, having bread and water, at least you're eating something there. If you're low on food there, you know what I'm saying. Anyway, something that'll last for a long time. Not their crap that's got all that chemicals, all the chemicals in it and stuff. So, dang. Anyway, but yeah, like I said, then it said in there the fall of the Roman Empire. I had to laugh because didn't really fall. They just changed the name. Maybe different people in it there, but it's the same shit, different assholes. So anyway, Cat, what are you doing? You gonna? He's up on my vanity by my bed there, and he's gonna knock my stuff off. Skittles, you're too big to be up there, buddy. I better go get it. He's about to knock my ashtray. I'll be right back. Cat. I don't care you being up there, buddy, but be careful, buddy. Sorry, y'all. Y'all know how Cat is. Anyway, But you're running around right now. I'll try to join in a minute. That's okay. That's cool. Yeah, all the links is below if you want to check more out of that. Like, you probably come to the same conclusion that I did there. It's look at what's going on today and compare it to then. It's the same shit, different name, you know, of the empires. And they'll give different reasons for why they're doing it as well. Like there, they said it was ritual sacrifice, of course, you know. Although organic eggs, other food tastes better than processed, yet I know it's still tainted. Yeah, you know, that's true. It's hard to tell with that anymore, you know. And like then, you know, how the like look back at these other cultures and how they survived. You know, as who's to say they, you know, like there's old ways, like I was saying about that bread, you know, that Swedish bread. Odin was telling me about. You know, look back into your culture, you know, whatever it may be, the peoples in your area. I should just say it like that. That used to live in your area, you know, the traditions handed down by generation. That's why they get rid of all the elders and stuff, to where they can't pass this information down. But it does survive, so you just got to look and see. There, so but that's something people really need to look more into there, as well as, you know, like growing food indoors as well. So okay. There. Please let me know if y'all tries to join, if that link works or not. I don't know how it's doing with that, because it's been a while since I've done like this. So and that's pretty much it. You know, there. Let's look into the past there for these old ways of being prepared for anything. As well say for anything. Because they knew what to do in these times. You know, we've been so, as a culture, on the whole, this whole society has been dumbed down. I don't know if that's even the right word to say. We've been made to forget, however you want to say it. We just lost those old ways, and you know, a lot of it is on instinct. You know, like you get that feeling like something internally telling you, hey, you know, I think I need to move. You know, if you ever get that feeling, it's telling you. So he's telling you that for a reason, these things. So you need to listen. Like, let's see, how long ago was it? 2, 3, 4. About 4 or 5 years ago. Yeah, I got that feeling like, man, I need to move away from here. You know, I need to go south. And somebody, I was telling this girl at work, she said, where I worked at that time, she said, well, you know, when that time comes, you'll know. So there you go. And you should listen to it, she said. But yeah, anyway, just certain instincts, it's built into us there that people have stopped listening to over the last couple thousand years there, you know. So yeah. Anywho, it's open there if y'all wants to come in and talk about any of this stuff. Yeah. Okay, cool. Awesome.
What's up, Becky?
Nothing much. Same old, same old.
Oh yeah, same thing for me. Today's my Friday. I do a 4-day work week, four tens, and then so I'm off like Thursday morning. So Thursday is my Friday.
Oh yeah, Sunday is my Friday. You know what I mean? I work 2 days a week, 12 hours. So, well, Monday, I guess, would be.
Do you work nights or days?
And day is 10 a.m., 10 p.m.
Oh, okay.
So,
Oh, well, that's not too bad. I mean, at least, by the time you get home and unwind, yeah, maybe you're getting to sleep by midnight or 1 o'clock in the morning, right?
yeah, yeah. I like it, and I can go in anytime I want through the week if I want to. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the max hours you can get is 60 hours a week. So they encourage that there. So.
Yeah, I told you where I'm working at right now, didn't I?
Yeah.
Freaking Amazon. Ugh.
Hey, man, you got to do what you got to do.
The corporate whore of all corporations is buying everything out. Oh, son of a bitch. But yeah, no.
I can't say.
No, I've already told like one of my supervisors, I was like, the corporate whore of America. I'm like, I'm not selling my soul to Amazon to get on full time. Are you kidding me? And they just kind of looked at me and gave me a smile, like a wink, wink. And I'm like, yeah, I tell it like it is. I don't fucking pull punches.
Right. I was talking to a friend yesterday about, I said, we're hiring where I'm working. She's like, no, she's worked there already before. And she's like, no, I don't want to go in somewhere like that and just be a slave. And that's the way she put it. Said, I ain't going to be their slave, She's doing it on her own, working for her own self there now. So,
oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's the way I'm kind of looking at it. Like, as far as what I've been told by the staffing company that, got me the work there, when you sign on for temporary hours, you only have so many hours. Then they're gonna run out, and after it runs out, then it's like, well, you better have another job lined up.
I hate that. I've worked jobs like that before. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I know if I went on whatever their website and said, "Hey, hire me on full time," they'll give me full time work. But I don't want to be there too much longer. I've already got to the point. I've already got to the point in my position where I'm like bored with the work. But at the same time, it's kind of taxing on my joints and everything. It's I'm doing packing.
Yeah.
So, I'd rather wear my freaking joints out, getting back to drumming and find kind of more like sit down work. And then hopefully eventually start getting back to the gym again. But
well, it's like me with work. I do. It's use your hands a lot. Yeah. I'm just saying I'm a janitor. I don't care. I ain't going to make it all fancy sounding and shit. I'm a fucking janitor, but it's hard on your hands, and me sitting here, that's what took me so long to start. It's because my hands, the carpal tunnel, when your hands start going to sleep, so.
Oh, you start getting like numbness and tinglingness, or?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not good.
No.
It's weird. I kind of get the same thing when I'm driving to work, but I think it's because I do a lot of air drumming while I'm beating the shit out of my steering wheel with my left hand because I'm a left-handed drummer.
Oh, I'm right. So, but yeah, same thing here.
Yeah, and I noticed once I start doing that, it doesn't take too long with the cold AC blowing on my left hand. It's like all of a sudden my fingertips like start losing feeling, and I'm like, oh shit. And then I notice like if I position my hands down lower on the steering wheel and like knock it off with the freaking air drumming, then I'll get circulation back in my hands, and I'm like, okay. I mean, I have to think about different things though too, because I'm like, I had back surgery December 5th. I'm like, oh, please don't tell me the freaking vertebrae are trying to crush down on my upper extremities now. But I don't think that's it, because I don't have any issues other besides when I start beating on the steering wheel when I'm driving, then, you know, my fingers go numb.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, I hadn't had the back surgery and everything, but, you know, working fast food and stuff, all them years, it's catching up, you know, more every day. So.
Oh, I bet. You know, I mean, it really doesn't matter what you do. I mean, you know, I know Debbie lost, you know, she told me about, you know, because I was complaining to her. God, this is probably like last year.
Yeah.
You know, I told her, I said, yeah, I'm really getting into the gym and certain exercises with the dumbbells. It's like killing my forearms and my wrists. And she's like, well, yeah, you can use wrist wraps, but, you know, as far as supplementing, you know, start doing like vitamin D3 and do like 5 or 10,000 IUs daily. And I'm like, okay, so I found a good company out there, you know, supposedly, you know, the real deal, organic, non-chelated quality and everything. And I actually got it off Amazon. And it was a good price. And I started using it. And I don't know if it was that mind over matter kind of thing, but it seemed like it helped me, you know.
It's probably a combination of both.
Yeah, that could be. I know the wrist wraps definitely help, you know. Yeah, you know, what am I going to say? You know, I ain't 20 something years old anymore. I'm like, damn, my tendons and my ligaments, my joints, you know, I can feel it now. But, you know, I'll admit though, all that time I was working out, it was like at the end of the week of working out, yeah, you know, you felt like you were busted up. It's like, damn, I'm sore everywhere, you know, especially leg day. You know, you're hobbling around for 2 days after a leg day workout. But to be honest, like in the long run, I felt more pumped up and I felt stronger by working out all the time, as opposed to just kind of being, you know, whatever working status and sitting around and laying around all the time. That's when I could really feel my joints ache. And I'm like, you know what? That's the key to it right there. It's like, yeah, you're going to feel more sore and busted up as you get older. But at the same time, if you keep it, you know, like Bruce Lee said, you know, you keep your body in movement. Don't let it become like a stagnant pond or a pool of water. That's where death creeps in, you know?
Yep. Oh, yeah. The state of mind's important too. You know, like you were saying, to stay positive there as well.
Oh yeah, that's that's a tough one, but yeah, I'm trying. I am.
Gas mask saying lower back, he's got pinched nerves too, lower back and neck. He worked construction and maintenance most of his life. He's on disability, and the inversion table helps. So.
Oh, I'd love to get me one of those. Yeah, maybe I can find a used one off Craigslist or something. Oh, yeah. I'd love to try that.
Oh, yeah. Anything it'll help, you know, yeah. Oh, there's Firecat.
Somebody's coming in. Oh, okay.
There we go. You're out of the box. He's still muted.
She's playing hard to get.
Hello?
Hello.
So, did you go kayaking any today?
Not today. I slept real late. I was real sick last night. I don't know why. But then I slept real late. So, yeah, everything's behind. Yesterday was a good kayaking day. Cloud cover helps.
Oh, yeah.
In the blearing sun. I need a hat.
Yes. Sunscreen.
Yeah. No, that gives you cancer.
Not necessarily sunscreen. There's natural stuff you can use.
I'm just burnt brown.
I burn.
No, I don't burn. I have a protective covering, that's for sure. I'm sunproof.
Well, to a point, yeah. Too long, I'll burn.
All
Yeah.
that dancing in the fire paid off.
1,
2, 3, 5, 6.
I think we're all in the same boat, right? We're all like Casper the Friendly Ghost, skin texture wise, or what?
Yeah.
Matters what parts of the body you look at.
Right.
Yeah, there we
Probably
go.
all have white asses.
Oh yeah.
If you don't have tan lines, you.
It's like my friend. She went to a family reunion last weekend, and the way she got sunburnt, the way she was sitting, it like burnt half her leg here and the other half here.
Oh yeah, you have to even out. You have to be careful of that.
I'm like, oh my God.
I am glad I discovered sundresses. It's the next best thing to running around naked, but I won't go there. And the neighborhood was glad I discovered it.
Let's not let you just stone everybody down. Oh my.
Oh, I have too much fun sometimes. That's because I keep it in my head.
Well, the only way you have too much fun is when people start getting hurt there. So.
Well, yeah, there's a lot of thought police. So yeah, that's what stopped me is you think you're in your own little world and you're throwing hissy fits and you think you're hurting nobody but yourself. But then I realize other people are looking at me and feeling my energy. So I'm not, everybody wants an audience, but no, I don't need an audience.
Well, that's like I said there.
But I need
on my live thing I done the day before yesterday, I think, about using your energy wisely, be mindful of it, it can affect others,
Well, we got all isolated, so we don't think we're affecting everybody. So if we're sitting here just throwing a hissy fit, and then I realized, oh shit, I am affecting people, so I need to just, fly right.
The butterfly effect. Yeah,
it is. I really, am able to articulate, the butterfly effect. And, as crazy as all the shit I've done in the past, and please don't review it, it does work. I am just sarcastically making a mockery, but it does change. It does change. I've walked into a place that was a place that nobody would be proud of. And when I left, it was voted #1 place, wholesome family place to be at. And long after I left, it stayed that way. So one person standing by their principles and whatever, what is good, you have a butterfly effect. Yeah. You can change for the good. And everybody wants it that way. Even the people that were celebrating the bad part, they even want it that way, and I just never been able to articulate and realize what I did. And it's definitely nothing to be ashamed of, but it's just the way I did it was kind of silly, but it worked. But I am just going to try to calm down and be normal now.
What is normal?
What's normal?
Yeah, that's going to be impossible. But it's mainly my mood is happier. So, if you're crazy happy, that's better than crazy mad.
Yeah.
And so
crazy, depressed, pissed off at the world. Yeah.
And it's hard to figure out how to get out of that because we have been chemically bombarded to this state of broken brain. And the only way out is to study nature and its gifts of plants and herbs, fruits and vegetables is the only thing that will get you out of this mess, because their mess is all based on coal tar poisons, their food, their medicines, their air, their water, everything. And just, flip the switch.
Yeah, I know, I have to say, we're all guilty of eating that kind of food because sometimes you're forced to have to eat that kind of stuff.
Well, yeah, that's probably why I was so sick last night. I indulged in Mountain Dew. And
bad. That's the worst you can drink is Mountain Dew. Oh, my God. It always made me sick when I was drinking.
Oh, God. And now I'm drinking Blue Lotus Biotonic Elixir, Balance Mind and Body. It's out of that Egyptian Blue Lotus. It's the Soma of... Yeah, and then I put a bunch of CBC oil, and let me tell you, I'm really happy now.
I can imagine so. Yeah.
And I just now started sipping it, and I'm really starting to feel it. So anyway, that's how
you're Firecat. You're saying the Soma of elixirs?
Well, yeah, that's what they just sarcastically call I don't know if you've ever played the video game Oblivion. Back in the olden days, well, what am I talking about? Well, Jesus. Well, earlier video games evolved to where they were really great and complex and mind expanding. In this one game called Oblivion, they just had a drug called Soma, and then a few little missions you had to do. You had to learn how to deal with addiction. Literally, you'd have to kill the spider, get the Soma drug, and make it through this cave, but then you could just barely make it to the next spider to kill, and and then you realize, what a trap, being addicted to any type of drug is. It was a learning experience, but the Soma was just like a calming drug that in the game that everybody. I think the cats are the ones that dealed it. Different tribes were different characters, and I was always a cat character. So, and they were the gypsy outcast, but then everybody went to them for the magic potions and feeling good. But anyway, I never, just studying Egypt, I know they used the Blue Lotus flower, so I was just curious. And then Amazon, hello, they sell it, a 12-pack or 12-pack.
12-pack.
It's called Lotus.
Hey, listen.
So everybody get it.
Energy drinks, these damn malt drinks and shit, So
Well, somebody pointed out that really, what do you call it? What am I trying to say here? I've already lost my thought. When it comes to, damn it, it's when you just break it down to the purest part. You kind of need all of it, though. Right. It's kind of extract. That's the word.
Yeah, extract. Yeah. Yeah,
this is extract, and you really aren't. Any extracts aren't really the way nature intended.
You ain't getting the full amount of what you need. Yeah.
Well, it's the balance of the plant matter that goes with it to make it work right. So, but anyway, I'm feeling good, so who cares?
Like with all the you see a lot of this extract stuff, like you said, that not got, they just extracting out of it.
Yeah, they make it potent, but that's sometimes you're going the wrong path when you do that.
Cost effective is what I was looking for there.
Yeah, and then I guess it doesn't rot either. You take an extract, it doesn't, you preserved it, versus the plant's gonna
look at honey. Look at honey,
they destroyed honey, unless I get it raw, but honey at the stores, corn syrup,
cannabis as well. The seeds last a long time. These archaeologists, they found cannabis seeds
and corn kernels too. 100-year-old corn will pop. Yeah. No, they really. It's bullshit. But the boat can be turned really fast.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's the Titanic. We're turning it on a dime. You just lift it up, flip it, plop it back down. There.
But I was talking earlier about the Swedish bread.
Yeah.
That's something, people should look into, is like things from various cultures, you know, do your research in your area about how they survived these hard times. Yeah. You know, and that was one of them that he brought up about that bread Odin did, you know, about that it's like a, more or less you could say it's like a cracker thing, but it's considered bread, but it'll last a long time.
You know what it's sounding like to me? Kind of like Indian fried bread.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that reminds me of a cool picture from the Texas Regents of the Indians would make a bread, and how they cooked it over the fire was cool. They would get a stick and a bunch of little sticks, and then they would hold the bread, but it was like a tortilla.
I had a friend, it's in the Hispanic culture as well. She would make that fried bread for us. She lived with us there long. It's been a while. But yeah, probably pretty similar there.
And it'll last a long time.
Yes.
Yep.
And hemp seeds, thank you guys for pointing that out. Hemp seeds have a lot of protein.
Oh, yeah.
They do. You know, that's what I've been telling a lot of people around here about cannabis in general. You know, that we have the cannabinoid receptors in our body already. We're meant to consume this.
Yeah, the receptor.
You know, all animals have it. You know, it was part of our diet way back when, and like we said, anything good for us, they're gonna. That's illegal.
Yeah.
And my mother was saying about it. You know, they're thinking about legalizing, you know, cannabis. You know, she said pot. That's what she called it.
Well, it's easier to.
I'm like, they need to decriminalize it. Is what they need to do. You know, it's a freaking plant.
Well, if you're in a state of pain and it's a slow boil, you know, you don't realize it, it's easier to control the population, you know.
Yes.
But when you're calm, cool, relaxed, you can think straight. So they just try to put us in a state of agitation and hurt.
I was going to say what he said in the chat there: mix flax, chia, and hemp seeds into my gluten-free oatmeal. He does. I used to put chia seeds in my salads when I'd make them, but it's
I need to
couldn't find them in the store, you know, when I ran out. But yeah, I used to mix them in my salads.
Yeah, I always put it in my drinks for some reason. Chia seeds in my tea, and then a whole bunch of berries.
Yeah, that makes me think of a chia pet.
It's great antioxidants and fiber, right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Protein.
Any like new sprout food is just really full of that bursting energy you want. It seems like
and sunflower seeds too. A lot of people eat sunflower seeds too.
Somebody just took a bong hit.
I know. I just realized they didn't mute.
Oh, I'm sorry. That was me. No, just kidding. Man, I know that sound 20 years ago.
That's what I'm going to have to do, I guess. Buy it online. Yes. Well, wait. He says the only bread his kid can eat is brown rice loaf. It's sugar. It's salt, sugar, and gluten free. So he has to buy it online. There.
Yeah.
A lot of this stuff.
I don't know. I'm kind of topsy-turvy on that whole gluten-free thing, because when I first heard about it, I was like, okay.
Yeah, that's
on the weekends, you know, when I'm not going to the gym, keeping up with my diet, I was like, all right, I'm going to get organic gluten-free pizza, thin crust. And there for a while, I was like, okay, so anytime I ate any other food that wasn't gluten-free, then I don't know if it was mind over matter or what, but then all of a sudden I was like, oh yeah, I'm getting more nasally. I'm getting congested. It must be the gluten in the food. But, you know,
gluten, it's the buildup of the glyphosate in the gluten. So if you get wheat that has not been sprayed with glyphosate, it's perfectly fine. But the gluten concentrates it. So then they had to pull it out to give it to the people. But then you're still getting a very toxic substance. You're getting a really heavily processed wheat imitation thing that is still got enough traces of glyphosate on it to hurt you, but not as bad. You know, it's like, okay, we got to tone down the poison, but keep it going in. And so it's just, yeah, it's really sad. But gluten, you know, in nature without glyphosate sprayed on it is, you know, we're used to it. Or, you know, but the problem with wheat in general, even if it is good for, I mean, organic or whatever, the way your body processes it, it is forced to turn it to fat. And when your body has a food that it's forced to turn into fat, it's very energy consuming. So it's just best to avoid it. And just, you know, the fruits, vegetables, beans, all those seeds we were talking about, and high quality proteins, if you're, you know, in that kind, you know, because the wheat makes that yeasty, moldy stuff in your gut anyway, and that's where the cancers come from. And refined sugar, vegetable oil is. I use avocado oil. Don't use vegetable oil. And I'm going to stop talking now because I can talk forever.
I would slather everything in like a coconut oil.
Yeah, that's super good.
I use that, yeah, too. Coconut
oil. But you have to, you know, it's the same thing though. It's like it's mental, you know, almost fuckery, because it's like, okay, yeah, you can do, you know, coconut oil, but it's got to be organic. It's got to be cold infused. It can't be hard pressed. And there's so many different like terminologies on top of it, and you're going nuts trying to find this and that supposedly we're going to trust, and you're going to pay out the ass through it, which I did. And I'm like, I don't know, in the long run, is it really going to freaking make a difference or not? But I'd like to think it would.
Well, I think it will, because my great grandmother lived to be 104, and she was never in a nursing home. She ran around outside pretty much. And then her daughter was 90, and she was perfectly, nothing wrong with her brain, perfectly, but she just died suddenly of a vein in her brain burst, but it was just overnight, bam, gone at age 90. But then, like, my dad died at age 58 because he ate the diet of the modern person. You know, great grandma had her own farm. She lived to 104. So we're talking 50 years, people. And my dad was in constant pain. I mean, when I was 18, he was I think he was 36, and he was in the hospital, puffed up, about to die. He was in a coma, and they told me, you had to come.
From food?
Yes, diet, Dr. Pepper, and food, and Fritos.
Oh man, diet's the worst.
With trans fat, it built up. But they literally told me, he's in a coma. You got to come now. He's gonna die today. And me, my sister, and my aunt walked in there, and it was in Bintop, little tiny room, 3 beds smashed together, 2 guys on either side. He's puffed up yellow, blood coming out of his nose. And he woke up from his coma, and then he survived, but it took him 5 years to get better. But he was always overweight, in constant pain, and then he lived to 58. But he did recover. He got a job. He bought a huge house. He got a Corvette. He got it all back together. But then still, he died at 58. And then the last 8 years of his life, he suffered. And it's purely diet, you know, is all it was.
So he never lost the weight, or?
No. Because he got so diabetic.
Oh, yeah. And then you know, the pharmaceutical, the doctors are going to be like, okay, get on this prescription or take your shots.
Yeah, he went to the doctor. Like, even my mother. Okay, here's my grandmother. My grandfather had leukemia, and and then it looked like my stepfather was getting traces of it. So they're in Houston, the best of the best medical, blah, blah, blah. And they go downtown, and the best of the best leukemia doctor. And they, found traces or something. And they're talking to him and stuff. And I'm talking to my mom, and I said, well, white refined sugar feeds it. And my mom said, they did not tell me one thing about diet or white sugar. And she was taking the side of the doctor. She was yelling at me that I was completely wrong. So I had to hang up the phone because I'm not in a position to change someone's mind like that. And then how do you save them? How do you help them? I'm a little goofball, and they're going to take the advice of the guy in the white coat.
Well, it's like we said a lot, the way a lot of the older generation is with some of this stuff, you're not going to be able to convince them with this stuff because they're going to listen to them because of the white coat or the authority that they possess. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Suppose the know-alls, the authority figures, you have to look up to and respect because they spent years of indoctrination.
They know what's best for you.
If you go in the hospital,
don't listen to your body at all. Listen to them.
The food they feed you in the hospital, not one thing you're supposed to eat. I bet. I know. It's real.
It's funny. It's funny when I was in the hospital before back surgery, right? They found a heart murmur on me, so I've got irregular heartbeats, right? Yeah. And they had 3 different doctors in there running a series of tests, and I mean, if you've been in a hospital for any length of time, you damn well know day after day you don't get good sleep. Because as soon as you fall asleep, somebody's poking, prodding you. Oh, we got to check this. It's fucking leave me alone, man.
Really? You can't rest. You can't recover properly.
I thought it was okay for a day or 2. And then after that, I'm like, son of a bitch, get me out of here.
No, I learned how to sleep in a hospital. I was proud of myself. Because when my grandfather got sick, and then I would just sleep with him next to him. And I learned how to sleep, but at first it was really, really hard. But then I did it for him so he could sleep.
Yeah.
So.
I know I even talked to a nutritionist, an old lady. I don't know if she was late 60s, early 70s. And I could just tell, the vibe coming in the room. And, I was like straight up. I was like, so what's your take on organic, non-organic, supplementation, this and that? And, she was like, it's good, but really, she's like, I think it's more into the merchandising and sales and everything. I was like, wow. I was like, okay.
Well, there's some stuff. I mean, I do take, I've researched a bit, like, DHEA to regulate hormones, and magnesium. Milk thistles are very good for a strong heart and liver. And there's there's no drug on the world that can match up to it. Plain old milk thistle. And DHEA is, $12 a bottle or less. And and they wanted to outlaw it because it's so good for you. It's the natural thing you produce when you're young, 15, and when you're 40, your body stops. But if you keep taking it, it keeps your for men, it helps their testosterone, and for women, their estrogen. So, it's good for both men and women, and especially after menopause for women too. And I can tell the difference if I don't take it. So I know it works. And a few others. And this, and the CBD oil is what finally made me calm down to where I wasn't. This was too strong, and next time I'm getting not so strong. I went 2500 mg. Now don't do that. I went 1000 mg. That's what you should do, and only 8 drops. Now it's amazing what 2 drops of this stuff will do. I mean, 2 drops will outdo any pill they give you. Let me tell you. But anyway.
Let me tell you, I don't know how many months ago, but when I kind of got turned on to CBD oil, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to find this where I can vape it, electronic cigarette.
Oh, yeah, they have
I went to my shop. I bought the most expensive bottle you could get. It was liquid gold. It was called $100 for a bottle of this stuff. And, I put it in my vape. I'm sitting there, whatever you want to say. I'm toking, I'm hitting it. And I'm like, I don't feel a damn thing. And the guy told me at the shop, okay, well, when you get home, put, max 15 drops under your tongue. And then, let it settle in. And I'm like, okay. So I went home, 15 drops, vaped a little more of it, went to sleep. I woke up. I was like, what the hell? I was like, I can't even think straight. I'm so relaxed. Like, I don't know. It seemed like 3 or 4 hours of grogginess. I'm like, I am never messing with this shit again.
I'm really wound up, so it just put me to normal. And yeah. But that's because I'm natural wound up. Yeah.
No, I'm like that too, Firecat. I'm very hyperactive, naturally overstressed and wound up.
Yeah. Well, and at first it's getting used to it. Like 2 drops, not my, but now, But yeah, I don't know what I'm up to now. I need to.
You'll figure it out.
I'll figure it out. I'll learn to count. I'll get paper and slash marks. Uh-oh. I'll be right back. I have controls. Ha ha ha. Everybody come in. It's time to party.
No.
Oh, my control got taken away.
No, it didn't.
Yank.
Take that wrench away.
That was the short party.
I can still hear you.
Oh, can you see me though?
No, I'll be right back. But I can still hear you.
Okay, as long as you. Okay, then I'll be dancing.
Don't get too crazy now.
So hard for angels to stay good. You have to stay on. Really watch them. Okay. One thing I would like to address is, I'm not going to name names, but one person in the YouTube community, she pointed out that, if we do negative shows that are bitchy and fiery, they get lots of views. But if you do nice, cool, calm, productive shows, they get no views. And so that's all I want to say about that.
I would disagree. I wouldn't say no views, maybe less views. But,
well, it matters what community you're in. Yeah, in the truther community, I guess they do want the drama. But the good, normal, productive communities, that doesn't apply.
One thing
it ain't that you don't get no views, you get less views because they hide your stuff because it's positive.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Because it seems like they want us to be angry and crazy.
I think you're right. I would put my betting money on what you just said.
Yep. What's the direction?
Unfortunately.
They want us to be like them. Damn it.
Yeah, whatever you want to say, that's the whole plan, keep whatever you want to say, us in spiritual disarray, or if you want to go energy levels, chakras, yeah, keep us at the lower levels. You know, to me, it's all the same. You know, but yeah,
it's a battle that's been fighting going on forever,
and it's never gonna stop unless poof, it's all gone. I don't know. Will we know? I don't know. You know, I'm not gonna get locked into that, but you know, just take it day by day and shit.
I guess that's what mystery's all about. We don't know, and so just enjoy that part of it.
I think that's a part of what keeps us going on. You know, trooping on, whatever you want to say, fighting and swinging. Like, you know what? You're gonna listen to my shit until whatever, my last breath. So you know what? This world is so effing nuts. You want to see nuts? You haven't seen anything yet. Check this out. But at the same time, my heart is golden and filled with light, and I mean well. So now what? You know, it's like, I gotta have a little attitude with me. You know, I'm trying to be perfect, but I'm not. Like you said, an angel kind of with broken wings. It's like, I mean well, but you know, I can be an a-hole too.
Well, you have to stay an angel. I mean, if you're nice and went along, you're gonna be them. So it's hard to be like, you know, stand your ground but sweet and nice at the same time, you know.
Exactly.
Yeah, you know, it's like they say, you know, the what's it called? What does Debbie call it? You know what I'm talking about there. You take on the attributes of those around you. Epigenetics.
True. Oh yeah, you certainly do. Yeah, the group you hang out with, that happens.
Yeah, and
that's when I realized I needed to start changing my, you know, what I project. I mean, it's a bummer when you're naturally truthful. I mean, of course, I'm not truthful all the time. I'm sarcastic.
Oh, fuck it.
I make jokes, and I twist things, and I entertain myself, and I question everything. But, okay.
And I wonder why I have a hard time trying to go to sleep during the work week. Because I think too damn much. I think too much. I'm like, brain, will you just shut up? My body is tired. Let me sleep.
Well, yeah, that's what happens when you have to work and get in your car and drive to work and just the stress of the traffic. Then you can't sleep. You know, when I lived in the big city, I never slept good, ever. And in your work, 60 hours a week, you know, busting your butt, and still just like $2 left after your paycheck after you pay all your bills.
Right.
I've got a little piece of advice. I mean, take it for what it's worth. I just, you know, it's a video. I know. Oh my God, you know, he thinks that's the truth because it's a YouTube video, but it is backed by articles, you know, people in the industry. If any one of us are those kind of people that before we go to sleep, we're going to charge our cell phone, right? Or laptop or smart device. And if we're going to have it by our head.
Yeah.
What you want to do is go into your settings and just don't turn it off because, you know, the electromagnetic frequency radiation is actually stabbing your brain, which is going to, you know, disrupt your normal sleep cycle. So at least what I got from the video was, and I shared it on G+, they're saying put it on airplane mode because it'll like totally shut it off from towers and whatever. I don't know if that's completely true, but I'm going to try it.
Oh yeah, no, that's very good advice for sure.
Yeah, that's I've heard that, you know, from not watching the YouTube video, you know, but that's more information in the videos, you know, but I've heard that for a while about how how it affects your brain waves patterns. You know, your sleep pattern.
Yeah,
I mean, there's been nights I've left mine on beside me fell asleep, you know.
Uh-oh.
And yeah, I would wake up, you know, several times during the night, you know, because of that.
That's
not
what I'm
the
doing. I'm waking up several times during the day, and I'm like, shit, I work at night. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like if you leave your Wi-Fi on too, you know.
Well, I took a picture. I caught a firework picture, and I noticed all these like waves. I mean, weird like waves, and I'm thinking, I bet you that's microwaves affected the light of the firework. You know, the 5G tower across the lake. I mean, I'm just imagining it. But yeah, those waves coming out of the towers do affect everything.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. My cat turned on my printer.
Needed to make a picture.
Cat selfie.
Oh, yeah. It's a scanner, too. So, yeah. There she comes again. No, Bella. No, Bella. Don't do it.
Freaking Bella, of course.
Oh, yeah, of course. Skittles is on the
Bella's
table.
always, you know, the mischievous cat maker. Yep. That's why I love her, though.
I know. She's so silly. They do shit just for spite, you know, and that's...
Yeah.
Oh, you got another cat. I kind of watched a little bit. I think of the Skittles. I was like, is that a new cat? I was like, what happened to Bella?
Oh, she's still here. That's his cat. That's Skittles. And he's over there.
Oh, okay.
Laying on my vanity. He's hanging half off of it. He's so huge. He knocks my stuff off of there. As long as he don't knock the lamp off, I'll be okay.
When cats go wild.
I know. That's his spot, though. You can move him, but he'll still go. As soon as you move him, he'll go. He might go get him something to eat, and he'll come right back.
That reminds me, I lived in this loft, and it had this skinny wooden board that went out, and I had this really old cat. She's literally 18 years old, and she'd go out on that skinny board and sleep. But then she'd fall asleep and kind of slip, but she'd always catch herself, you know, one paw. And then finally I snapped a nail, and then she had to sleep out there. So I nailed a bigger board, and then she quit falling. But yeah, cats pick this one weird spot to sleep in, and that's it. I know. There is this bag here in the floor. It's got some books in it.
It's like, you know, one of them tote bags, you know, it ain't a plastic bag, but I kept hearing something over there, and I'm like, what in the hell is that?
Uh-huh.
And I went over and looked, and he was in that damn bag.
Yeah. Cats love bags.
What are you doing, cat?
Boxes.
I mean, damn. I never thought, because we'd be looking for me and the kids and be like, where the hell is he, you know?
Yeah.
There he was.
Hey, Rebecca.
Yeah.
Have you done any new paintings recently, or?
Yeah, I did last night, actually. It's right here.
Been doing oil painting.
Okay.
This one here.
Mm-hmm.
Have you posted it yet, or no?
Yeah. She did.
Have you posted it yet?
Yeah, it's posted, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'll post them as soon as they dry.
I know I told you my favorite was the flower, because I don't know what it is. I'm like a sucker for detail on paintings. I'm like, I like that one, you know?
Yeah. That's my favorite one too. Yeah. I don't know but Debbie asked me, what is it about them kind of flowers that, you know, why you do them a lot? I'm like, I don't know, you know. It's like, she said something about like it's something about the spirituality aspect. I think that's, you know, maybe part of it. But like I said, I have no idea. It's just something, like I said, it comes to you and you paint it, you know, and if you end up painting it over and over and over, you know, it's for a reason yet to be seen yet.
Yeah, it's kind of an infinite symbols.
That's the way I look at it. At, you know, you do this way and that way, and that's the infinite, and then that way and that way, you know. And like about the lotus, you know, how it opens up.
Oh, yeah, that's it.
The closes at night
the lotus
as well. You know, I look at that as like, you know, we're an outlet, you know, we're a conductor, you know, and when you're opened up, you're susceptible to everything. You get everything.
Oh,
and,
true.
and you know, you got to filter that out as it comes in, you know, and then when it comes too much, you got to learn to close it.
Yeah.
Close that gateway.
That's a good
there.
one. Looking at
so.
Yeah, the only thing I could say to relate to that, because, you know, I told you, you know, hey, I used to play drums like 14, 16 years. And I noticed, like, when I was really getting into it, I mean, I would just lock myself up, board myself in a room and practice and practice and practice. And I'd notice, you know, once I put the drumsticks down and I'd go for a ride down the street, it didn't matter if I put the radio on or listened to a CD or didn't have any music going on, I was hearing a metronome going on in my head. It's like getting focused into something so hard that it almost drives you insane. It's like, I need to just shut it off. I got to stop thinking about this.
Yes. Oh, yes.
I'm glad I don't do that.
If you catch me sometimes when I'm doing when I do the painting shows where I would just be staring off into space, that's it.
Yeah, you don't pay attention to the chat.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I know.
It's nothing personal against people, but you know, when you're in that zone, you can't if you cut that connection off there, you lose it. You lose what you're doing, you know, and that happened to me a couple of times, more than a couple of times on doing them. And even when I'm not online, it's still do that. You know, like the kids come in here be talking to me. I'm like, you know, they be asking
I'm
me
listening, right?
I'm like,
When I was younger,
they're like, "Oh, Mom, you said we could do that." I'm like, "What?"
Write me a Post-it note and stick it on my forehead later. I'll remember.
I know. And I've even told them that, you know. You know, they take advantage.
Oh yeah, definitely. They're gonna be like, "What? You said we could do this," and you're like, "Did I or not?" Going through the card catalog in my brain. Oh shit, maybe I did. I don't know. No, you just got to tell them straight up. You know, you caught me.
Yeah,
in my weak moment of tunnel vision, focusing on my passion. Now, children.
Right.
I wish my kids listen, but they don't because they just laugh at me. Like,
they only hear what they want to hear.
Well, they'll open up my drawer where they know my candy bar's hidden, and they'll just look at me and take it and walk away. And it's like, nothing cool about it.
My boy's bad to do that shit. Like my drink, he'll come by, he'll go like this, he'll go, say, "Here's my drink," he'll go.
Yeah.
He'll just look at me. He'll just give me that look. Just
Like, what you gonna do about
and I'm like,
there's nothing.
That boy. And he's like, "Say what?"
Oh yeah.
It's so funny. Oh God.
Let me guess that candy bar was called Payday, right? It's our payday. Yay! Thanks, Mom.
No. Well, you learn what kind of candy they don't like, and then you buy it. Like Heath bars. He doesn't like those, so I like Heath bars now.
I do too.
Yeah, I love those.
Yeah, how can you not? Yeah. He prefers the sour candy. He does not chocolate. But, oh my God, my husband, chocolate, literally, you can hide a chocolate bar anywhere in the house, and 3 a.m. he'll wake up and go right to it. And you'll put it in a different spot every night. 3 a.m., wake up, right to it.
That's pretty bad.
Ever not. And then we, like, buy snacks where it's 6 in a package. Oh my God, I just remember I have a cupcake. Well, never mind. Okay. Everybody gets 2 each.
You better hide that, ho-ho.
Oh my God.
I knew it has chocolate. Oh, I am so happy right now. Anyway, okay.
Freaking fire cat.
But I eat one, and then I go back for my other one. It's always gone. And they don't know math.
I can't count the times that's happened to me.
Yeah.
It's any kind of snacks.
2 each. And then they tell me, well, hide it. And I go, well, I put it in the drawer and it goes away. And then they say, don't put it in the drawer. So then where do I put it? Okay, that's the nightmare I live in, folks.
You're gonna have to get those Ziploc freezer bags, just like trying to hide some good herbage so the smell won't seep out, and then take some all natural freaking lavender or some kind of
like this.
Something.
Yeah.
Cupcake in a baggie? Okay, I'll do that.
Cupcake in a baggie.
Light a scented candle in the nearby area.
Or a diffuser. Yeah, I got one of them. That's a good idea.
That's funny.
It's like
you watch down with this, folks.
Gas says hiding candy bars is asking for trouble. It's like asking them to search your entire room daily.
This. Don't forget this.
There you go.
There you go. The secret to life. Now everybody's happy. Keep your cupcakes in your baggies, people, and hide them. This is a cruel world we live in. People will take them. You leave them on the counter, they're gone.
I know.
You cry. Defense. Okay, I really lost it.
No, it's true. It's true.
It's true.
Oh, it is true.
We lose it on the truth.
So, hey, listen. Okay, listen. Babe. With stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
It'll disappear too. Say, I got strawberries in the refrigerator.
Yeah. We all
Guess
do.
what? Guess what?
What?
Nobody's touched them but me.
Yeah. Well, I bought the chocolate you melt to pour on the strawberries, and the strawberries are there, but the chocolate things to melt, they're gone. I didn't fix it fast enough.
Just eat the strawberries by themselves. That's what I do. In a salad.
Yeah. I can stick them on my cupcake.
Salad, no. Here it comes creeping. Here comes the kitty. Meow. What are you doing?
Who's that?
Bella.
Is it Bella? I want to see Bella.
She's being nosy.
Yeah.
Oh, I wish I had a Bella in my room. I got Stormy. The freaking cats drive me crazy. The cat meows and meows and meows.
That's Skittles. He does that. If you don't feed him at the right time.
Uh-oh.
Oh, Lord, you better watch out.
I don't know if it's anxiety issues or she's in heat, because I know years ago, my wife and the daughter picked her up in the neighborhood in the city there, and, we never got her fixed. So I'm like, is it,
yeah,
she's just in the heat kind of working it out, or I about Tux, her cat, the 18-year-old cat, passed away recently.
Yeah.
So maybe it's,
maybe
does she feel alone, bored, depressed?
Yeah, I'd say that'd be part of it, being lonely.
Yeah, I mean, when I'm in the room, if she comes out from underneath the bed, I'll try to give her pets, it was weird, again, being a packer at Amazon. I'm like, I'm coming across like herbal remedy treatments for cats and dogs and stuff, and I was like, the way that they packaged it in a see-through clear package, I was like, what the fuck, is Amazon dealing drugs? I was like, oh, wait a minute. I was like, this looks like bud. And I was like, what the hell is this? And it was like herbal, remedy treats for anxiety for cats and dogs. And it looks like fucking chunks of bud, of marijuana. Wow. I was like, what the heck? I got to look into this.
Maybe a catnip mixture or something.
Well, that's
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Because you know what catnip does to them.
yeah.
So,
oh yeah, I know it revs them up, but yeah.
They
I mean,
make,
I want some.
Yes.
well, they make
Yeah, I want.
D things for dogs and cats, but then it's like it's probably because both people work and leave the dog alone, and then it gets all anxiety because people can't stay at home to play with the animals.
I'd say,
Yeah,
real quick, see you later,
yeah.
Gas Mask and HRM. See y'all later.
Bye. Have a great day.
Sorry, y'all. Go ahead.
Yeah, you got a good point, Firecat, because I work nights. So usually when I get home in the morning, the wife's getting ready to leave for work, and
and then you're asleep.
And then, well, I'm trying to go to sleep with the damn cat.
Seen on you. That's it.
I mean, seriously, I've went to the route of like tinting the bedroom windows, new Venetian blinds. I got blackout curtains, so I can make it like Batman cave in here. And now the cat's sleeping better, but still, I don't know what the issue is. And I'm not a cat whisperer, so I'm like, most times she stays underneath the bed and she just howls and meows, and she's very finicky about that soft, wet food that she wants. And, I'm trying different flavors. I'm trying to make her happy. And, I'll bust open a new can, pour it in there, and she'll sniff at it and run right underneath the bed. And I'm like, okay, I guess she didn't like that flavor. And
oh yeah, so, yeah, you're just sitting there, and that is distressing because the animal's not having fun right now, and it's tough to figure out what's going on.
I mean, she's got her good days and her bad days. I mean, she'll come up on the bed, she'll hang out, because when I go to sleep and drop off, then if I wake up, okay, hey, I gotta get up and use the bathroom, take a number one. And I'll look to my left, and she's sitting there all knocked out. And I'm like, okay, she's having a good day. And then if she's awake, I'll give her some love. I'll give her some pets. And, I call it her chops. Cats, I know by experience because I've been a cat guy long enough now. Yeah. Cats like their mandibles rubbed underneath their, what I'm calling a chin, but I call them chops.
Yeah.
And I do that. And then once I start doing that, then she won't leave me alone. I'm like, hey, buddy, I work nights. I gotta go to sleep. You're killing me.
Yeah.
And she don't understand that. And I'm like, oh, God.
Oh, I bet they do understand more than we think.
Oh, yeah, they do. Yeah, that reminds me of that one cat that lived to be 18. And she was a beautiful tortoiseshell cat. Like if she laid in a pile of leaves, you wouldn't even be able to see her. But and had real long hair. But you'd pet her, and if you stopped, she would take her head and literally punch you under the chin, and you'd have to keep petting, because she had a really strong head. But she forced you to keep petting her. It was funny.
Strong neck muscles, yeah.
Just like bump you. Like, don't stop. Keep petting.
Yeah, Storm's kind of like that. She won't leave you alone. She'll take the top kind of front portion, I want to say forehead, and she'll just bump you, and it's like, keep rubbing my chin, underneath my chin, my chops, Dad, come on.
Yeah.
I'm like, I want to go to sleep, leave me alone. Yeah, what are you gonna do? It's family.
Right, exactly. I'm gonna hit the off here, but I'm gonna put this link in the chat there if anybody wants to come in after. It'll be in the chat there. Excuse me, Wall. But yeah, y'all can stick around there after and stuff. Anybody come in and won't, I'll put the link in the comment thing below the video, because you can put that on there on live videos now. You can comment below, so that's new to me. So, but anyways, y'all, take care, y'all. Having a great rest of the day and stuff, and check out that information below there. And I talked about at the beginning. Everything we talked about, really. So, anyway, y'all got anything else to add here?
No, y'all just have a great week.
Ed, you got anything else?
Yeah, y'all have a good weekend, and you know, I know it's hard. It's probably introspective for what I'm gonna say, and you know, because I live in a big city. This big shithole grid city in Arizona. I don't know. A lot of retirees love coming here because of the warmer weather for their arthritis and whatnot. But I'm like, damn, I can witness it and I can attest to it. I'm like, there's too many fucking people coming in, because every year that passes, I'm like, there's more and more damn wrecks on the freeway, and just cell phone zombies. They can't get off their phones and drive at the same time. I'm like, they're gonna fucking kill us with smart technology. I mean, it's just wiping common sense away. That's my
kill
rant.
each other off. That's the plan, I guess. But I have to say about a lot of people coming into your area lately. That's the same way as it's been here the last few years. There's been an upsurge in the population. Yeah.
And I hate to say it, but I feel it. It's gonna get worse every year after every year, and you wonder why people are flipping out. You know?
Yeah, that's what happened.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. You know, you got them waves there bouncing around in your damn brain, unnatural waves. It's bad for your brain. You know, we got smart meters, smartphones, Wi-Fi, all that shit. You know, but you can't block out all of it. It's all gonna add up.
No,
you can't block out all of it. You can block some of it, but you ain't gonna be able to block it all. You know, you can block it mentally. That's what I'm saying. You can work to block it out mentally. You know.
No, a big city life is impossible to stay stress-free and anxiety-free. And we, you know, sadly, you know, you don't want to tear things down, but we do need to be in little community villages of our own little rules and group, and never forced to be able to associate with people we don't want to. You know, it's all contractual and freedom-based, logic-based, science-based, golden rule-based, you know, blah, blah, blah.
Don't let them pigeonhole you.
But, you know, just the past 50 years, people have flipped freaking out because of the big city life. And what they want to do is they're like, okay, take away the cars, put you in a smaller box. That's going to make everybody sadder. We need to just, and then it's like, it's not too many people.
It's like I talked about in that show
on the face of the earth would only fill up Texas, and they would each get their own acre.
Well, it's like I was saying the other day about that. You know, they can make this perfect world and everything, but you know, we're still going to be like the Gas said in the chat. The suicide rates high. You know, the suicide rate's always high because of the way we're forced to live by these people. You know, and when they really implement this shit, it's going to get that much worse.
Yes, you're fighting suicide, and then they're able to control you.
There was this one movie, I can't think of the fucking name of it, but it was where we'd been genetically engineered to not feel anything. Yeah. And these people start feeling it over time, you know, it starts coming back naturally, you know, and people start killing themselves because you're not allowed to, man and woman, get together, you know, type of thing like that. It's all done in the lab and however the hell, you know.
Are you talking about Gattaca?
No. There's there's Gattaca, there's Equilibrium, and then there's another one I can't remember. It came out last year, the year before. It's got that Kristen Stewart in it.
Yeah.
Just look her. It's something. I can't believe I can't remember, but it's really good. It's because like I said, people start killing themselves because of that. They can't, you know, express how they feel because they will. The system will exterminate them. Or, you know, they say put you into a rehabilitation, but what it really is.
Yeah, if you're not allowed to. Yeah.
You know?
You're not allowed to be an individual or special.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what it was. Yes. But y'all, I'm going to go for now.
Yeah, okay.
Go ahead, Ed. Go ahead, finish your thought there.
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh,
go ahead, finish your thought there. Go ahead.
Oh, my thought? No, it should just, you know, yeah, I don't want to sound like a cliche. Be well, everybody. You know, just,
Yeah.
I don't know. What can I say? I mean, honestly, I'm just going to say it from my heart. This is something I'm working on every freaking day of my life. And it seems to get harder than I think it is, but I keep swinging and fighting. Is just, you know, be very thankful that we're still breathing every day,
Yeah.
every waking day. Just be thankful no matter how shitty, how stressful your life is, no matter how many trolls you got messing with you, you know, your family life's effed up, you know, whatever. The guy in the freaking douchebag Suburban cut you off, listen to whatever kind of music you didn't like, just be thankful. Hey, I'm still here, I'm breathing.
Exactly.
And I get to experience this shit, whether it's positive or, you know, negative. And just be thankful that we can still share love with each other.
Yeah.
And let our walls down and our guards down. And hopefully, you know, we receive that love back.
Right on. Right on, Ed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Calm
That
down.
was great. Yeah. I agree with all that. Yeah.
Give
it's a
and
gift
receive
every
love.
day. Yeah. Make it, your life is what you make it. Create your own world there, y'all.
Yeah. You got to fight, and it never goes your way. You just have to
Giving
fight.
up's not an option. That's what Gasmask said in the chat there earlier. Yeah. Giving up's not an option. Yeah. But y'all take care, y'all. And we'll see you next time. Take care. The link's in the chat if anyone wants to pop in here at her. But take care, y'all. I love you and see you.